Welcome. So today we're down at Woodend Visitor and Information Centre, one of two in the Shire, and it's open 7 days a week, easy to pull in near the library and pool. And I'm joined for our July council meeting wrap video with Councillor Anderson. Jen, welcome.
Hi Kate, I don't think anyone's going to be swimming in the outdoor pool in this weather, but the sun is shining.
And how many terms now for you on council?
This is my 4th term on council.
Yeah, and you established these video wraps.
There've been some sort of informal, I think Councillor Pearce had done some, like over COVID to try and connect, and we sort of thought when we were coming out of COVID it was just a good idea to another way to get to people, because not everyone wants to sit through a council meeting. It just highlights what we're doing.
And they're usually about 3 or 4 minutes, so let's get into it.
Great.
So one of the items, the big item on the agenda, was the council's submission into Clarkefield. Can you talk us a little through that?
Yes, so we've had a few motions come to council about the Clarkefield proposal. What we really wanted was for the applicant, state government, to come and talk to us, to talk to the community. So there was an opportunity to really look at what is Clarkefield's future role. So the big thing was, it's in our planning scheme at the moment as a hamlet. So, 300 or 400 people with a view to what might the future hold. So we're thinking that growth in this area, this is not the right place at the right time. We've got planning schemes, we've got other places. So we really wanted to write and outline all the issues, and also to get some independent panel review for it. So it wasn't just the minister making a decision.
So the number one ask from the submission is, at a minimum, going to an independent planning panel or advisory committee. Thank you. There was also a couple of other little smaller planning items.
Yeah, so individual planning items where we discussed about how the planning schemes changed so much that often we're not getting as much of a say as we used to. And we have got the planning scheme review process coming up. So look out for that. There'll be some questions. We really encourage you to get involved, because it's your planning scheme and we want to do the best we can do, given there are all these state parameters that restrict things.
Thanks. And also a couple of petitions. So there was a new petition that was tabled on a speed limit reduction in Graham's Road in Landsfield, and a response to a petition on the kangaroo harvesting program, which had a little bit of debate. Any points on the closing out of that?
Oh yeah, look, I think it's the same thing. We all just want to work with the state government on state government roads, with our community, what they've identified. And the Kangaroo Harvest Management Plan, it's already in train. What we want is better consultation when it comes up for its review, and an evidence base, so that we can make informed decisions on behalf of our community.
Thank you. One of the big ones also was our community satisfaction survey results from 2025, and then also a report full of all recommendations and suggestions and things that we could be working on. Any highlights from community satisfaction?
I think the big thing for me is how we're responding to the community satisfaction. It is a point in time. We take on board everything you say to us all the time, but we're integrating everything in. So it's not just we got that result and leave it. It's how do we respond to it? What do we do? What do we need in our budget? How do we communicate better? It looks like our numbers are going up a little bit, couples significant, but there's always room for improvement, and we get that improvement through your feedback. So thank you.
And one of the areas that we need to improve our engagement with is those in their 30s and 40s. So if you're watching this video and you're not quite engaged with council process, get involved, contact us, activate. So that'd be fantastic. We also had some grants. So 2 grant projects, programs. So we've got the events grants that were noted, and then also the community funding scheme for 26-27 that were noted as well. Any feedback on those, Jen?
I think with that, if people don't understand, we're trying to improve our processes and the governance around it. So noting means, we're at arm's length. We don't want it to be political. We want to give the staff the resources they need to make these assessments. But at the end of the day, we just want to say thank you to everyone who puts in a submission, all the work you do. We know that in the majority of cases, we give you the money and you can achieve so much more than we could have done internally. So thank you to everyone who submitted, and congratulations to those that the CEO will determine are the successful applicants.
We also had the response or no response to the housing target notice of motion that Councillor Borthwick put up. Any feedback on that?
Again, it's like the planning items. We want to work with the state government. We know there's a housing crisis, but housing targets have been imposed on us and we don't yet understand them. There's this thing called HCAPs that we need to get our head around, and we ask questions, and unfortunately, even after 2 letters, we haven't got responses. So watch this space. We will keep working to try and get that information.
And as Councillor Guthrie spoke about last night, just in a data-driven approach, really understanding if we don't have that, how we're meant to plan accordingly.
Planning just so important for us in our shire.
Exactly. One of the other petition responses was for Romsey Road and making sure that we have a safer intersection there in Woodend. And the report outlined some of the advocacy initiatives that have been going on there. And thank you to Catherine and the community for submitting that petition and really in the short space of time getting some action, seeing a safer intersection near the schools. Anything to add, Jen?
Yeah, I'll just say to everyone that often some of these roads or areas are state government owned, and some people go, oh, you're just fobbing us off. We are not. We listen, we help you to advocate, and we advocate on your behalf, and together we can get that. So copy us in if you are talking to the state government. And sometimes solutions aren't immediate. It has to be a slow and a work through and an evidence base that we spoke about. But we do appreciate you bringing the issues to us, even if it is something that the state government is going to make that final decision.
We also had the proposed special charges scheme outcome for Noonan Grove in Woodend. Jen, thoughts?
Yes, Noonan Grove's been on the books for a very long time, and Councillor Guthrie even said it was before my term on council, which I hadn't sort of appreciated. And I just want to thank the staff and the residents because this has taken a while. There's been some glitches along the way, but ultimately with costs escalating, the need for particular treatments in this area that are quite expensive in terms of you don't want to end up with flooding and environmental impacts and issues. The community said, look, we can't really afford to pay our little bit of it. So the scheme needs a certain number. So it means that we were unable to go ahead with the scheme. Look, it'll still be there as potentially a future product should something new happen or we have the extra funding. So it's not forgotten. We do know there are issues, but we are putting some signs up, or I'm thinking we already have put the signs up.
The dust suppression signs are
to
there.
encourage people, like there's not going to be much dust today, but when it is that dusty weather, really, to try and protect those residents from that dust that happens over those drier months.
So thanks, Jen. So what are you excited about for the rest of our council term?
Oh, look, it's all about working together and hearing from the community what's important to you and teamwork. So nothing happens in isolation. It's all of us working together. So make sure you include us in your thoughts. If you're thinking about petitions, come and talk to us early, talk to our staff. Just we're here for you. That's what you need to know. So I'm really excited to continue that work. And for me, because I'm in the Municipal Association of Victoria, it's really great to see councils working together. So within our region and across the whole of Victoria to really get that local community voice to both state and federal government.
Well, thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you. So thank you again for joining me over the last 8 months. This is my last video as Mayor. I want to say thanks so much to the community for all your involvement and engagement to date, and really excited and grateful for the work that we've achieved together. And I wish the next Mayor all the best, and I'll be excited to stay on as a councillor and contribute where I can. And if there's anything else from our council meetings that you'd like to find out in terms of agendas, minutes, anything like that, including open council consultations in the future, get onto the council website, check out council's social media channels. That's where you can find everything that's happening. Thank you.